Bleach is back this week with chapter 503, Wrath as a Lightning. After 2 weeks of waiting, we're finally here to see what happens when Kenpachi throws down with Buckbeard, and it's probably going to be pretty good. We start off in that particular scenario, in fact, with the blonde-haired Sturmiter catching sight of Kenpachi and his crushing Reiatsu coming into the fray. There's some pretty nice close-up facial expressions of Kenpachi, pretty good artwork, in fact. As he throws his 3 victims to the ground. We have Sturmiter Y, Lloyd the Yourself Lloyd, Sturmiter R, Jerome the Raw Guisebat, and Sturmiter Q, Berenice the Question Gabrielli. Unsurprisingly, the blonde Sturmiter looks on in surprise, kind of shocked at how Kenpachi's just killed 3 of them, but Kenpachi comments that it's nothing special. Jerome just transformed into a giant ape and tried to blow him away with his probably supersonic roar, but Kenpachi just cut him in half, a la Giriko. Berenice, the only girl of the trio, went on about having some kind of power. Kenpachi wasn't even really listening. Jerome's roaring made it quite hard to hear, in fact, so he just tore out her throat in what is a pretty gruesome picture. And the third one, in my opinion, the most interesting, Kenpachi says they were average. Lloyd just transformed into Kenpachi, and apparently had the same level of power as him as well, as he had to match his imitation, and then get stronger than him as well. The blonde Sturmiter just kind of looks on and just says, "Oh, I see. I did hear that you were a monster, I suppose it's true." But Kenpachi says he has no interest in him and he's just here to kill him. Quick note, just rewind. Pre-time skip, that explanation of the 3 fights would have been half a chapter, maybe even more. The fact that Kubo fit it into 1 page is really quite impressive, and it's just a sign of his increased pace. So, Kenpachi tries to strike Buckbeard, and the blonde-haired Sturmiter just cries out. But Buckbeard is a bit of a badass. He just blocks it with his arm, and there's a massive explosion, but unfortunately we don't get to see any more of that. Kenpachi strikes Buckbeard, and then the scene changes. We then see Ichigo, and he's trapped in the Garganta still. But as we know, he can hear what's going on with everyone, so he knows Byakuya has been defeated to the point of death. He knows Renji's down, he knows Rukia's out for the count, and he's just going crazy. He's trying to break the cage, it's not going anywhere. Now, I've seen some people say this is possibly the least interesting part of the chapter, but I don't think it is. There is something going on here of, quite a lot of importance. There's a strand of sort of sparking, glowing Reiatsu flying past Ichigo's face, very reminiscent of Fullbring or the Bringer light. And then his own Reiatsu comes past as he continually reinforces that he will save them and he won't let them die. He will protect them. And so I think maybe there's going to be some kind of transformation, or he's going to somehow use Fullbring to break out of the cage. Someone has also commented on the fact that Ichigo, the blood running down his face, seems to resemble the last hollow mask he had, which I think is an interesting catch, and it could very well allude to something in the future. We don't get to see any more of that, however, as the chapter reverts back to Soul Society and we see Hisagi get smashed into the wall. He's in his Shikai with Kazushini and everything, and his Yami-esque opponent is going on and on about how it's so painful to fight someone so weak. We then find out that he's Sturmiter O, Driscoll the Overkill Bursey, and Hisagi just can't beat him. He says he's too powerful and he can't do anything. Driscoll then comments on how Hisagi must be afraid of his power. The letter Overkill is to do with the fact that he can kill anything, be it enemies, allies, animals, beasts, and everything he kills increases his strength. It's, in a way, similar to Jackie Tristan's ability, that the more she gets on her boots, the stronger she gets. A lot of that coming from fighting. And Yami, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. So Driscoll stomps on a Shinigami and takes the life out of him, and then we see, in a page that was originally missing from the manga reader version, we see him say that he killed 100 Shinigami before he got here, and 100 Shinigami as he got here, and all of that's beefed his power up. And the 100 Shinigami before he got here included Vice Captain Sasakibe. So Driscoll Bursey is Sasakibe's murderer. And we see that he summons from these little sort of bracelets on his fingers, he summons a colossal lance and just launches it at Hisagi. And it's the same lance that he used to kill Sasakibe. Suddenly someone grabs the lance and just flings it to the side. I immediately thought it was going to be Kensei because he's Hisagi's captain, but it's actually Yamamoto. And, this promises to be awesome. I'm still expecting a Yamamoto Kenpachi tag team, but for now this will do. I mean, Yamamoto's angry. He is not a happy man. And, but as the side says, this is a fated fight. You know, Driscoll says he's lucky he actually came here to meet Yamamoto and to kill him with his subordinate's own Bankai. And so that's that for the chapter. It was pretty amazing, to be honest. We had Kenpachi showdown against Buckbeard. It promises to only get better. At least he hasn't gone down straight away, though. I still hold the belief that he's going to lose in the end. Ichigo, something interesting is going on there. He's going to transform or something, use Fullbring somehow. And if he does use Fullbring, that'll link Fullbring to this arc, which a lot of people are still wondering how it's going to happen, if it's going to happen at all. And then finally, we get Yamamoto arriving against Driscoll. Driscoll's probably a dead man, or he's going to somehow escape. But the cool thing is, we're probably going to see Sasakibe's Bankai next week, actually. So that's it for the chapter. I thought it was really, really good, actually, and I thought it was worth the 2-week wait, no matter how unfortunate that is. So I'm going to give this chapter an 8. But what did you think of the chapter? You know, leave it in the comments below. What do you think Sasakibe's Bankai is going to be? Are we going to see it next week? Is Yamamoto going to use Bankai, perhaps, against Driscoll? What did you think of Kenpachi defeating those 3 Sturmitters? How do you think his fight's going to go against Buckbeard? And what do you think's happening to Ichigo? There are a lot of questions brought up in this chapter, as it is with Bleach. So yeah, let me know below. Check out some of my other videos. I've got a couple of discussion videos up at the moment that I did in the wake of the gap we had between these 2 chapters. So yeah, please, check them out. Comment below, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm not sure when Fairy Tail comes out. Yeah, it's not out yet, but yeah, I'll review it when it comes out. So yeah, until then, see you later.